with beans pretty much. Other than a few wet spots I gotta go back and touch up. But for the most part, the soybeans are finished. So this morning, Dad asked me if I would go take the John Deere 8650 and a 496 30-foot disc and work on a couple problem spots that he had in the muck. So here I am this morning, discing this. George disced it once last week, and now I'm going to run the disc over it again and get a feel for it to see if Dad can plant it. So far, it feels like Dad will be just fine planting it. It is soft, but muck is always soft. It never really firms up, but it's dry. That's what we were looking for. As long as it's dry, you can usually get over it no problem. I had a viewer ask me how you get muck. And muck is just a natural soil type. It's very, very organic. It's got a lot of plant material in it from years and years and years ago when it was created. So it's not something you actually make, it's just something that was natural. It's not man-made. So usually under muck is peat moss. And peat moss is another highly organic soil, which it's so organic you can literally cut chunks of it, dry it out, and burn it in your wood stove. And that's what people do in like Ireland. That's how they heat their houses. And then usually under muck and peat moss is marrow. And marrow is a gray, slimy kind of soil. And when you get all three of them piled up, that is a dangerous situation for a heavy piece of equipment. They will swallow it in no time. And I don't care how much tile you put in it, you never get rid of the softness of it. You'll get rid of the water out of it, but you'll never get rid of the softness. It is a soil type that you farm accordingly. About a 16-row corn planter on it is probably about max. 30-foot equipment is about max on it because of the weight. Tractors like the 8650, International 2+2s, the old white articulated tractors, all lightweight tractors were what was desirable in this area to farm muck over the years. I think I'll call Dad and tell him that he can plant this no problem, because I'm not having any issues. Just wanted to go over this stuff that was already disced. Now I'm going to move over and I'm going to disc all that again. George didn't hit that yet. George is actually on vacation. So we get this planted and the other small spot planted, we'll be pretty much done with corn. So the end is near. Well, in fact, after today, the corn planter's coming off the tractor and it's going on the anhydrous applicator. We actually got to get going on some anhydrous. We've got corn that tall, so it's time. By mid next week, it's going to need it put on. And then Dad and I are going to start spraying. Our friend Dave's going to put anhydrous on, and Dad and I are going to do some spraying with the Wilmar. Got some corn to spray, got some beans to spray. Alright, I'm going to keep discing and get this all disced, and we'll get it planted. Well, we're in a field where George got stuck a couple days ago. So let's see if we can get the rest of this disced. I'm gonna be able to get to that. That is just too wet of a hole right there. Must be a broken tile or something. We did see some clay tile when we pulled the 8650 out, so that's probably the issue right there. So we're just gonna leave that lay. What we're gonna do is Dad's gonna come over here to this ditch. It runs on an angle, and he's gonna just keep following that angle all the way across until he gets to there, until he can't go anymore. And then we'll just leave that. And maybe this summer we'll bring the tile plow back and we'll run a couple runs of tile out into that. But the problem is this ditch has a lot of water in it, and this ditch has no good outlet. So we're gonna have to get a hold of the county and see if there's something we can do with that ditch and find out where it flows to, and possibly maybe do a little ditch work to get us some drainage on this farm. So we'll see what happens. So, all right, I'm gonna fold up. I'm gonna head up to the yard with the tractor. I'm gonna have Scooter take me down for the bean planter on the 9300. I got a couple spots I want to touch up that I think are dry enough today. And then Dad will get started planting corn, and we'll see what we can get done today. Well, let's see if we can get these soybeans spotted in. I couldn't get them planted before. I don't need the markers to do this. Yesterday when I was done planting what I could, I went back to quite a few farms and I spotted in spots like this. And it was pretty successful. I don't know if it's worth doing if you have to drive miles to do it, but no farther than I had to go. I think it was worth going back and doing. Definitely keeps the weeds down. So that spot's fixed. Now when things dry out, I can go back to the other farms and finish planting what I didn't get on them. And soybeans will be finished. But as of right now, you know, we've got time on soybeans. So I can leave the planter sit for a while, and then when things are ideal, go back and get them all knocked out and be done with them. Well, Dad's getting this planted. With the sun and the breeze, it's really shaped it up. As you can see, this dirt, it's soft. You can't make it, you can't compact it. It's just, you can see the organics in it. It's just always soft. It's planting nice though. Looks real good. We'll get some video of Dad planting here for a little bit. Scooter and I are just gonna hang out here until he's done. And we'll move some stuff home. So Dad's got about one more round here to make. He's got a spot in along the ditch. But I made some videos. I had him drive over the camera with the tractor, and I want you to note in the video that when the rear end of the tractor gets to about the camera, you notice the wave of the muck. You notice the ground is actually like rolling under the tractor, and it moves the camera. It's pretty cool the way that you see that. I was watching the videos, And I'm gonna try to get a side view here as he drives by low, and maybe we can kind of see the ground moving under the tractor. That kind of tells you how soft it is out here. See how the tractor's kind of bobbing along? It's because it's like planting on a waterbed, basically. I mean, it's not because it's rough, it's smooth. It's just that soft and that spongy a ground that he's driving on. It's pretty interesting. And you really see it in the video. It's kind of hard to see, you know, from this angle, but you definitely see it in the video and you notice it because it moves the camera. It's pretty cool. So Scooter and I are gonna go get moved down to the next spot, and we'll meet Dad down there. I don't know if he's gonna get a full 16 rows along that ditch or not. This planter you can shut rows off on. From the cab, you can shut off 8 rows at a time. My bean planter, I can't do that. I wish I had disconnect clutches on it, but I don't. But really in the beans, it really doesn't matter all that much. Corn, you just don't want to double it up because of, you know, putting on anhydrous and plowing it out and all that fun stuff. I guess you can get 16 rows between there yet. I apologize for the wind. It's a little bit windy today. Alright, Scooter and I is going to go to the next spot. So we got done with that field. We had to put some more fertilizer in the planter, put some more seed in it. This is all we need to probably finish this farm. So we didn't want to fill it, because whatever seed we can send back, we can get a refund for. So if we don't need it, we don't need it. So Dad got started back here, and after all these acres that corn planter's been over, we're down to the very last few acres, and one of the clevis pins breaks that holds the coupler for one of the seed drive shafts. So I had to come back here, put a new clevis pin in it so Dad can finish. Just the weirdest stuff that just happens in the last few acres you've got to go. It's just crazy. It's almost like it doesn't want you to be done for the season.
There's deer.
Where's deer?
See it?
Oh yeah. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Deer down there? Oh, the windshield's causing problems.
Yeah. Mother Nature too.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be it for today. Dad got that backfield planted. He's gonna wait until tomorrow morning to go to those 2 fields over there that I dissed last. He's gonna let them dry a little bit more because they're a little tacky on top yet. And he thinks that with the afternoon sun and the breeze that we've got, it'll be a lot better tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be here tomorrow morning to video him planting that, but we got some pretty good planting video today. I'm going to go to Goshen tomorrow with Clifton. We're going to deliver some farrowing crates that he's got in an old farrowing house at his place. We have to take them to an Amish guy over there because that was part of the deal, because of course the Amish, they don't drive. So it's a long ways to come from Goshen all the way to Toto with a horse and buggy. So Clifton told the guy that we would deliver them. So we're going to do that tomorrow morning. And Dad will come back here, get this planted, and then corn should be officially done. So next video, hopefully we'll be doing some spraying. So we're going to get the Wilmar ready. We're going to spray some beans. We're going to spray some corn. We've got some stuff that really needs it. The weeds are starting to jump fast, especially with the wet weather that we've had. Unfortunately, though, it's supposed to rain quite a bit Saturday and Sunday, so we'll see what happens. So anyways, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next one.